So in the first house, you have earth element, which is stability. The first house is all to do with your physical body, your appearance, your personality, and how you are being perceived by others, and also what you are projecting outward to others. So having this earthy element, it's a very stabilizing element to have in those areas. So you're going to be coming across as practical, methodical, and having sort of an earthy wisdom, not easily flustered, and which is a good thing. And you're going to be feeling sort of balanced and quite strong. And if you are not feeling that, then try to bring those elements in. If you're starting a new physical regime, just stick with what works, stay grounded, and work with what you've got. Don't go off trying various other types of unknown things. Rather stick with what is practical and what works for you, and that will help to balance your energies and also to your outlook on life as well. So it's a very grounding element to have. So make sure you bring that into your physical regime, and also perhaps it can also be how you dress and how you appear to others. So if you feel the need to bring in warm and sort of earthy colors, then do that. Do whatever it's going to make you feel balanced and happy with your day-to-day self and how you're projecting yourself amongst others. Then in the second house, you have Uranus, which is genius. Uranus is the god of change, so expect big changes or quick, sudden, swift changes, upheaval, and some wobbliness going on. This in your second house affects your income, your money that's coming in. It affects property. It affects your environment, real estate, obviously, and land. It also affects your values, what you value, It's all about ownership as well, and your self-worth. So how you value yourself, your self-worth is affected, and therefore what you value when it comes to material possessions. So Uranus is, as I said, the planet of change. So you may be experiencing a variety of changes, or one big change coming for you in any one of those aspects. And you're going to have to use your genius and your intuition to navigate those changes. And as I said, Uranus is all about quick, sudden change, upheaval, and then moving forward. But in that upheaval, things can feel quite unsettled, actually. So you may also be asked to bring in all your skills, all your, harness your genius abilities. We all have them. Harness those and apply those to the different aspects, as I mentioned. So if it's to do with money, you may be wanting to make a quick purchase, or you may have to make a quick purchase of some kind, or you'll suddenly get inspiration to make a quick purchase, because Uranus can be like that. It can be like a bolt of lightning. Suddenly you get a download that this is what needs to be done, and you can just quickly do it. Or it could be coming for you. It could be coming to you. But always use your intuition on that, and put your systems in place, and have ways and means of coping with change when it comes to those aspects. It could also just be a change of what you value. Perhaps you're going through different phases in life, and now what you used to value when you were younger is not appropriate for you anymore as you get older. There's many different ways that can apply. And it also could be to do with property as well. There could be sudden quick changes there. Then in the third house, you have Grand Trine, which is blessings. This is all about flow. So in your third house, it's everything to do with communication of all kinds, whether it's verbal, written, body language, what you're projecting outward to others. It's also siblings and learning, early education, also short trips. So you're going to, with this element coming in, you're going to feel that things are flowing nicely, that there's harmony, that you've got blessings coming in for you. So there's going to be a nice harmonious feel to how you're communicating, and how you're actually what you're projecting outward to others. It could also be to do with contracts of all kinds, and you may be receiving something exactly what you wanted, or things are working out for you now, and there's abundance coming in. You're just feeling good about all those different aspects of communication. It could be the only downside possibly of this is if things are flowing for you, things are working out well, things to be moving along really well, you may slip into a bit of complacency, and not take action on something which needs to have something done. So you may just slip into a bit of almost like laziness, where, oh, well, I'll do it later, or I'm sure I'll get another opportunity, or something of that to that effect. So those are the two aspects of it, but you can expect some harmony and good flow. Then in the fourth house, you have Virgo. I analyze. So this is to do with the fourth house is all to do with your home and your your roots and your foundation. And that's like ethnic identity, the foundation of your life, what you perceived early in life, and your ancestral heritage and so on. And with Virgo in that, I see it possibly being to do with, mostly to do with the home. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It is an analytical sign, and you may be having to do a big, massive declutter, get rid of a whole lot of things that just no longer serve you, especially if you're going to be making some kind of property purchase, or there's going to be some kind of change with regards to your property where what you own. So whatever you're owning, you may have gathered a whole lot of things that really don't, impulsive purchases, and they're just kind of lying around, cluttering up your house, draining your energy and so on. So apply the analytical side of Virgo and actually go through your home, and how it's arranged. Perhaps assess what's working for you, what isn't working for you, what you're using, what you haven't used in some time. Apply methods of decluttering and actually just clearing things out, going through into detail. So if you've got a storage room full of things that you simply are not using anymore and serve no purpose, or you're storing stuff for other people, that is an energy drain. Any form of storage is going to drain your energy. So clear it out, cut it out, sort it out, go through the detail, actually tackle those issues, because as soon as you do that, you're going to free up a tremendous amount of energy for yourself, and then you can use that energy in other areas of your life where it's going to be needed. So I feel it's going to be to do with that. It could also just be analyzing your actual structure, your home, and the property that you own, where you're actually living. Is it working for you? Is the structure suitable? Do you need to perhaps bring in fresh furnishings? Do you perhaps need to change the way it's arranged? There's a lot of aspects to that. Then in the fifth house, you have Aries. I am. Your fifth house is to do with children, and it's to do with creativity and love affairs, having fun, sports, recreation, gambling even, any of those sort of light-hearted activities. But this is quite a physical sign, so it could be that you are embarking, trying a new sport, or thinking about going into a different type of sport, or just looking into various types of recreation which are going to suit you at this time, but you're going to go at it with quite a lot of energy and action, or you're being asked to bring that in and actually take action to find a recreational activity which is going to help you and make you feel good about yourself. Also, if it's to do with children, you may have children who are having to compete. Perhaps it's in sports, or in some other kind of sphere, but you may be seeing this energy and action and competitiveness or self-improvement, really. That's also what it is as well. You may be witnessing it through them, and you may have to give them guidance and so on. Or you may be going through it with your children. There's lots of different ways. But you're going to be asked to either bring that into your fifth house, or the fifth house aspects, or you're going to see your children going through it. If it's a love affair, you may have more than one option. You might have a few going on, but it's all about taking action. It's taking the lead in that and actually going for it in whatever way that is for you. The fifth house is romantic, so you've got to bring out all that, harness all that Aries energy, which likes to be first in line, likes to be first one at the door, and also likes to take the lead and be in charge, and lots of activity and enjoying lots of different types of activities with the partner, and it could also be sports together. There's lots of different ways that could come out. Then in the sixth house, you have Neptune, which is sacrifice. It's many other things, but that's one of the things that comes up. Neptune is a watery planet, and it's appearing in your sixth house, which is your house of work, mastering your craft, and your work colleagues, your workplace, and your day-to-day routine, your work projects. It's also massively to do with health and diet, and pets also fall into this house. So you may, there's lots of different connotations to this card. You may be going through a slightly confusing period, or a period where your work or your workplace or the people that you're working with, there's a bit of confusion, uncertainty, things are not clear, and maybe even deception going on, because those are the sort of the difficulties of a Neptune aspect. The other side of it is very imaginative, connection to the divine, very deeply spiritual, and there's a lot of healing involved in that, and there's lots of different aspects to it. But it really is it can be a very beautiful aspect to bring in to your work projects. It could also make you a bit dreamy and otherworldly and subject to illusions, fantasizing, or disillusionment. So if you're needing to bring in imagination and fantasy into your work that you're perhaps producing, perhaps you're busy with a writing project, or then harnessing those aspects are wonderful for you. It's tapping in to the energies around you. It's tapping into the divine. It's also to do with the chakras, the top chakra, your crown chakra and your third eye. It's all of that sort of area. So you may just be harnessing or getting downloads, which are going to assist you. But always be aware that there is a slightly deceptive side of it as well. Things may not be clear, or subject to illusion, like rose-tinted spectacles almost. When it comes to health and diet, Neptune rules all kinds of addictions and like alcoholism, drugs. So just be aware that, you need to manage that. And if you have got issues, then seek help. Or if you're struggling with, perhaps you've been given a medicine, or a medical regime which is not working for you, or it's creating problems, then you will have to deal with it. It covers medicine, it covers healing of all kinds, and all those sort of prescription medicines may come in. So just be aware that it can manifest like that, and you may just need to take action on that and work through that. Find a healthier way to deal with things. Perhaps go on to natural or alternative therapies, and so on. Or you could also be working with somebody who is going through perhaps the negative sides of Neptune. Perhaps they're experiencing difficulties. You may be witnessing that through somebody else that you work with. And you're experiencing, you're sort of going through whatever their health issues that they're having, and so on. So it could also be work that is coming up for you in a variety of different fields. So if it's work project related, it could be work that's coming in for you that you may be a health worker, you may be working or in hospitals or going to work in hospitals or deal with clinics of that nature. Or it could be film, working on film projects, and beauty. It covers the arts as well, so any kind of artistic endeavors. Then in the 7th house, you have Jupiter return, which is benefits. This is a wonderful aspect to be having in your 7th house. The 7th house covers your relationships, your close relationships, your committed relationships, your one-on-one personal relationships, and your business partnerships. So Jupiter return, Jupiter is the planet of joy, abundance, good luck, opportunity, wonderful, wonderful, light-hearted, joyful vibration coming in there. And when it's a return, it may be something from the past which is coming back now into fruition, or something that you thought hadn't ever come to much now is coming back in. So if it's a love interest, somebody may be coming. So it's like an old flame, or somebody that you perhaps didn't quite connect with, or you did have a wonderful relationship and they're coming back now. So it could be that, or it could even be business related with a partnership. Perhaps you're picking up the reins with somebody again, but it brings lots of beneficial vibrations in. It's a very joyful and lucky aspect, and very opportunistic. You could see the opportunity to be with somebody. You could be, because the 7th house is the next step after the 5th house, which is love affairs. So if you've taken action in a love affair, if you've actually taken action and taken the reins there, the next step is go into a more committed partnership, a more committed relationship. So therefore, Jupiter coming in there is a very harmonious aspect to be having. And you can expect a joyful, abundant relationship at this time. And yeah, it's just a very happy aspect to be having in that. And it could also be that you're projecting that outward to others. You're coming across as abundant and joyful and generous in your relationships. And there's flow and there's harmony, and it's just a happy period in your life. So you could be projecting that, and therefore it's going out and it's being reflected back to you. In the 8th house, you have Libra, I balance. This has romantic and love connotations, because Libra rules the 7th house normally, and it's normally about relationships and love relationships as well. And if that is following on from your 7th house, if you are making a commitment to somebody, then this takes your resources that are shared between you and your sexuality between you, your sexual pleasure between you, to the next level. So having Libra in there, in your 8th house, if it's related to a committed relationship, that's going to be a very nice aspect to have. It kind of lays a good foundation for you, but you will have to obviously balance your needs and their needs, because now you're joining your resources, you're joining your personal resources as well as your financial resources. There's lots of different aspects of that. So you have to always look at what is right for you and what is right for the other, and compromise, negotiation, finding the middle ground. Librans are very good at negotiating. They're very good at coming to a happy place for everybody. They strive for that, and they don't like being in an inharmonious environment. If it's a business relationship, you can expect the same kind of aspects coming in. Find the balance, find the middle ground where everybody's happiness is met, as far as possible. It could also be that you're needing to make a decision, whether it's a business or in a personal relationship. A decision needs to be made. And the 8th house also covers sex, it covers death, and it covers rebirth. It's also big money. So that will be investments, insurances, taxes, and other people's money as well. So you may be working in a field where you're dealing with other people's money, or it's your partner's money, or it's family money. But it's big finance. It can also be, when it comes to joint finance, it can be between you and your partner, and it's an amalgamation of your assets. So it can also be the ending of something and the beginning of another, or the symbolic death of something and the emergence of something coming out of the ashes like a phoenix. So one door closing, another door opening, and it could also be a sort of ego death, where now, because you're moving into partnership with somebody, your egotistical desires and what you thought absolutely was the right thing to do and you refuse to change, well, in the 8th house, you will have to make adjustments. If you want a harmonious relationship, if you want to move forward with this person or this, in this business relationship, you're going to have to balance your needs and theirs. Okay. Then in the 9th house, you have Scorpio, I transform. So this is your sign appearing now in the 9th house. And so 9th house covers all kinds of aspects, really. It's quite a broad house. It covers international travel. It covers publishing and teaching and the sort of like promotional work. It covers higher learning, like going to university. It's more mature learning, university or higher education of some kind. It covers religion, and it covers philosophy, and also your belief systems.